Did you know about this? There's a theory that Antarctica isn't a regular continent, but a giant ice wall that exists to prevent us from seeing the rest of the world's continents, as well as hiding other species away from us. Nobody has ever managed to reach the wall without freezing to death, and around 162 people have gone missing.
The things I find most striking is the presence of Antarctica on ancient maps, because we didn't discover it until 1820, and yet it's on maps drawn in the 1500s. Pinkerton world map drawn I think in 1813 or 1818. It just shows a hole where Antarctica is. But if you go back to, for example, the Wolsey-Wooler world map, you find Antarctica is present. To me, the obvious answer is we are dealing with the fingerprints of a lost civilization.
What did you find in Antarctica?
Oh, Joe, you won't believe me. We were on our way to Antarctica, seeking meteorite samples for study. After our arrival, we began setting up camp. The next day, we set out on our mission. In the first 3 hours, we only encountered several small meteorite fragments. Interesting, yes, but not significant findings. However, shortly thereafter, one of our team members reported seeing an enormous hole in the distance.
Like a meteor crater or something?
Yeah, we didn't know yet, so we made our way over and couldn't believe what we saw. At first, yeah, we thought it was a huge meteor crater, as you said. But when we descended into it, there were no meteorites. It was like an ice cave.
Oh, yes, okay.
That's when one of the members saw something impossible. He pointed his flashlight directly next to us and found something like never before. The imposing figure of a megalodon. Its gaze seemed to pierce through time itself, encased within the ice.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yes, Joe, we were shocked.
If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button and subscribe. I have so many questions about the continent of Antarctica. A few of those questions that I think about are things like, is Antarctica really a continent at the bottom of the planet that we call Earth? Is Earth flat? Is it hollow? You know, why are people not allowed to explore all of Antarctica? Is there something being hidden beyond the ice wall they don't want us to know about? Maybe aliens? I believe Antarctica holds some truth that we are not being told for valid reason. I'm gonna be honest now. For over 100 years, we've gathered information. To my knowledge, I feel like Antarctica has been the focus of a lot of exploration. It seems like, world governments, scientists, we as people, we actually get the chance to travel to Antarctica, but that's only through guided tours. And most civilians visit by cruise, when it comes to the summer months. The weather's a little less harsh. But for the most part, Antarctica is off limits for unrestricted travel. Okay? They call it environmental protection. Safety concerns. I just find it funny. I find it funny. The reason why is because there's been, international agreements. They have what they call the Antarctic Treaty System. That treaty was signed back in 1959. 1959. That's a long time ago. This is 2025. Now that treaty preserves Antarctica for scientific research. So it's meant to ban military activity and exploitation. What they call it is a natural reserve. Okay? The continent of Antarctica is what they call a natural reserve. It's been devoted to peace and science. Peace and science. That's something where, most of the rest of the land on Earth, there's no such thing as peace. I don't think I'm lying about that. But, I looked into this treaty, and the treaty system involves a lot of different organizations, that, help with any of the decision making. And I was looking at what they actually help with. You got protection of the Antarctic environment. You have the preservation of historic sites. Then you also have management of tourism, information exchange, collection of meteorological data. And there's a few more items here that I'm not going to go over, but it's just unimaginable. And then I'm looking at this. It says conservation of plants and animals. There's no life. There's no life. The only life that I heard of was so it states they found a small creature that looks like a shrimp. That's what it states. That was back in 2009, and it says at a depth of at a depth. Let me get my English right. Of 600 feet beneath the ice, they found a creature. It was swimming, because they got lakes and whatnot under the ice. Like, Antarctica is a strange place. There's no denying that. So, from what I can see here, there's so many theories out there. Some people feel like Antarctica is a place of portals. Some people feel like it's, craters there. From some of the people that have explained through videos I've watched on YouTube. Some people feel it's the opening to other civilizations beneath the Earth's crust, as what we call it, right? I mean, I think Antarctica has the potential to make you insane. Depending on your mindset. Obviously, you want to be creative in thought. And, think about the what ifs. For example, the Flat Earth Society. Okay. Now, the Flat Earth Society, obviously they are concerned with where we are at this time. Like I said earlier, what is a firmament? Do we really have water below as well as water above us? Well, when it comes to the Flat Earth Society, obviously they're more concerned about that area where the light from the sun reflects or affects, right? Now, it's an idea that Antarctica is a blockage system, like your blood clots anytime you cut yourself. And if you tie that into being in a firmament, then you would think that there's a wall on all sides. I think about SpaceX and Elon Musk and him firing off his rockets. Where is he going? To another galaxy? To another planet? It's possible. But I don't think he can break through. And I actually saw a video where he was talking about that. And he, I believe, made a mistake and talked about firing off nuclear bombs at our north and south poles. Why? Why would you need that much power, that much destruction? What are you trying to do? It sounds like you're trying to break through something. So that's what I want to get into, because Antarctica is supposed to have an ice wall. That ice wall is massive. Okay. Basically, the ice is so tall. I mean, we're looking at 150 feet. What? That's mind blowing. That's like 50 meters above the water surface. 50 meters. That's crazy. And then, like, we have to guess how far does the ice extend? Does it terminate? What exists beyond it? You know, those are simple questions that we would like to have answered. But unfortunately, humans haven't found a way to explore all of this planet. Or maybe they have, and this is why they keep things in secrecy. We don't know. We do not know. What we do know is the scientific research that they've done, the things they want us to know. That's what we know, right? We know that Antarctica is cold. It's cold as hell. We know that it has snow and hail. It has howling winds. It has indescribable storms. The ones where if you're walking, you can't see in front of you. That's outrageous. But to my knowledge, from what I've researched, that ice on that ice wall, it extends farther than the eye or telescope can penetrate. Okay? That's wild. I mean, that's like basically stretching forever. If it's further than the eye can see. Anybody who tries to reach the ice wall, they freeze. So, I mean, it stretches forever in my mind. That's weird because the ice wall is it's a natural formation. It's a thick mass of floating ice that's attached to land. Okay. Now it's stated that the glaciers extend outward from deep within the uncharted tundra into the water. So there's no strong currents. The ice becomes partly grounded on the sea bottom and attaches itself to rocks and islands. So the wall is pushed forward into the sea by glacial pressure until its forward growth is, I guess what you could say, terminated, right? So the entire coast of the ice wall is not one single complete wall. However, there are actually a series of 1,000-mile long walls, okay, that are divided by what they call the trans-Antarctic mountain ranges, which it's reported that they can go as high as 11,500 feet. Wow, 11,500 feet. So I'm sure the weight of the ice walls is, something unimaginable. Literally press against the land, 2/3 of a mile into the earth. Under that type of force, I mean, that's massive. The ice walls deform and they pretty much drag themselves outward. So that's not a place that I would want to be, obviously. I'm sure you wouldn't either. But it's still something to, imagine. Imagine, dream about, daydream. What is it like? This is a whole nother reality that's completely different from where you or I live, right? Imagine those temperatures. Imagine how cold it is. Absolute zero. Freezing. No amount of clothing that will keep you warm. That's something I want no parts of. Now, exploration in this type of, freezing environment is damn near impossible for any man or any machine. We live on a vast plain with an unknown diameter and an unknown depth, right? How how will we ever know the true dimensions of Earth? How? I think that's something that will forever be unknowable by man, to be honest with you. So going back to that treaty, 1959, upheld by 54 nations. Something's not right. I mean, despite all the scientific evidence about Antarctica, a lot of people still hold on to theories like, hollow Earth. They believe there are secret entrances at the poles that lead to hidden civilizations beneath the Earth's surface. And, there's legends from different cultures, like Norse mythology. Tales of the lands beyond icy barriers. So in my mind, this fuels that idea that something extraordinary is hidden behind Antarctica. Now, with this government secrecy, and that restricted access, them controlling anyone who wants to visit Antarctica, you can't go there unless you're guided. And most of the time, more likely all of the time, if you're a civilian, it's going to be on some type of cruise. You can't physically go there and say, hey, let me go hiking, let me go skiing, let me do something outside of whatever job it may be. Because there's only scientists there, right? That's what they say. But what else is there? What is it that they will not tell us? Now, they do have the Operation Ice Bridge. This was a NASA mission. It was dedicated to studying Earth's polar ice, and the use of ground penetrating radar basically revealed much about what lies beneath the Antarctic ice sheet. So these studies did uncover mountains, valleys, lakes, remarkable finds in themselves. So we are told there is nothing that would suggest the presence of new continents or hidden worlds. But like I said, there was a particular creature. It was a small shrimp-like creature that was found in November of 2009. And this critter is a 3-inch long amphipod. Okay. It was found beneath the ice, and it was about 12 and a half miles away from open water in a region that they call Windless Bight. Now, NASA scientists were using a borehole camera to look back up towards the ice surface when they spotted this pinkish orange creature swimming beneath the ice. So this is new. This is something we've never found elsewhere. So again, I feel like there's many secrets not being told as to why the exchange of information is controlled by that pact that made this treaty to begin with. All of this leaves us questioning, what's the truth about Antarctica? What's really out there? And why are we kept in the dark? You know? Could there be some confusion on a massive scale? Maybe. I don't know. But you know what? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.